Welcome. We're kicking off a new series to explore one of the most transformative and maybe one of the most confusing technologies of our time, artificial intelligence. We're going to cut through all that noise to really get at the hype, the hope, and how AI is already, right now, reshaping our world. Okay, so let's just dive right in. AI isn't just some buzzword floating around, it is a multi-billion-dollar reality. I mean, look at this chart. You can see how venture capital investment just exploded, hitting this incredible peak around 2021. That's when some new breakthroughs really grabbed the world's attention. And this isn't just casual interest, this is a massive global bet on the future of this tech. But what is AI really? We hear the term everywhere, but pinning down a definition can be tricky. At its heart, it's about this: creating machines that can operate with some degree of intelligence. So not just doing a task, but actually functioning appropriately and, this is the key part, with foresight in whatever environment it's in. Now, just hearing that definition can bring up a lot of different feelings, right? Does it sound exciting to you, like a really useful tool? Or maybe a little bit worrying? Well, it turns out whatever your gut reaction is, you are definitely not alone in having a mixed one. So how does the public actually feel? Well, a recent and really fascinating study across 8 different countries shows this complex, sometimes contradictory tapestry of opinion when it comes to AI. On the one hand, you've got this incredible sense of optimism, a feeling, just like this respondent from India said, that AI is going to totally revolutionize our lives, that we're stepping into a completely new, modern era. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? That optimism is almost always balanced by some very real, down-to-earth concerns. This quote from France just nails that tension perfectly. Sure, AI makes things easier, but at what cost? People are genuinely worried about jobs and even the very nature of our human connections. And it doesn't matter where you look, from Australia to Nigeria, these same 4 feelings just keep popping up whenever people talk about AI. It's exciting and futuristic for sure, but it's also seen as useful and worrying, often all at the exact same time. So here's what might be the most crucial point. A huge number of people, we're talking 41% in this study, believe that AI's long-term impact is not set in stone. They feel like its ultimate effect on society, whether it's for good or for bad, really depends on what we do next. So while the public is feeling hopeful but also cautious, businesses and governments, well, they're not waiting around. They are already putting AI to work as this powerful engine for change, both in the corporate world and in our civic lives. Let's start right at the top. A study of C-level executives in Brazil shows that for business leaders, AI is seen as an absolutely essential tool. This isn't some new toy for them. It's a core piece of their strategy for staying competitive and for driving innovation. Okay, now this diagram might look a little complicated, but the main idea is pretty simple. It's showing 2 key strategies happening at once. On one side, you have AI interacting directly with the customer, think chatbots or recommendation engines. And on the other side, you see AI working behind the scenes, helping leaders make those big, data-driven decisions. So it's both an external and an internal powerhouse. And this tech isn't just shaping how we shop or the companies we work for. It's also getting deeply woven into the public sector, often in these fundamental ways that we don't even see day to day. And this chart really just lays it all out, showing how widespread this has become. You can see AI being used across all sorts of government functions. We're not talking 1 or 2 niche areas here. I mean, look at those top bars. It's heavily used in general public services, economic affairs, and public safety. It's kind of everywhere. So with AI becoming this powerful and this pervasive in both private companies and in government, the question of how to manage it, how do we govern it, becomes absolutely critical. The search for trust is officially on. The OECD actually has this really smart way of looking at it, a model for trustworthy AI. Think of it like building a really fast car. You need the enablers, that's the engine and the fuel, like investment and data, to make it go, but you also need guardrails. Those are your brakes, your seatbelts, the rules of the road, to keep it safe. And all of it has to be guided by engagement with us, the public, the people who are actually on that road. Of course, you can't build trust without looking the risks squarely in the eye. And one of the biggest risks we have to deal with is bias. This isn't something that happens by accident. Bias can be baked right into the data that these systems learn from in the first place. And this pie chart shows a really stark digital divide. A staggering 59% of the open source data used to train AI is in English. That huge imbalance means these AI systems might just completely fail to serve people from non-dominant language groups effectively, basically embedding cultural and linguistic biases on a global scale. So, we're left with this massive, fundamental question. And it's not just for developers or for politicians, it's for all of us. As AI's influence just keeps growing, becoming more and more a part of our businesses, our governments, our daily lives, how do we make sure it's being guided responsibly? How do we make sure it's for the benefit of everyone? That's the challenge that lies ahead of us.